Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 20, 30 days of meditation. Finally, a day where it's not as rainy. Let's see if the sun peeks out today. So, we're going to continue our exploration of the Yoga Sutras. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is a map that we can use if we're getting stuck in our practice to help navigate those stuck points that might come up for us. So, if you're anything like me, when I wake up in the morning, one of the first things I do, almost without thinking about it, is I pick up my phone and I start scrolling. It's like I don't even think about it. It's like I'm on autopilot or something. Pick up the phone, go on Facebook, turn on the news. And of course, it knows my algorithm. So it serves me up things that are very enticing to me. For example, you could probably figure out that I'm a Trader Joe's fan. So sometimes it'll pop up with the 5 new cool things at Trader Joe's. So I'll click on that and then it'll come up with these delicious things like the new cider donut that they have. And I'm like, oh man, cider donut. And before I know it, I'm not focused on getting up for meditation. I'm thinking about having a cider donut with some coffee and enjoying my morning. So as we talked about yesterday, can we take a time out and pause and be like, all right, what's going on here? So a very natural, normal thing is to be hungry, especially when you wake up. And it can also be normal to go to those things that we enjoy, like scrolling on our phone, but it can bring us away from our practice. So if we hit pause, that can sometimes be enough just to remind us, all right, we need to reconnect with our practice, acknowledge that we're hungry, let it be. Then we can let it go. All right, I'm going to go sit on my mat and then let in the practice and start practicing. But as we're talking about, sometimes it's not that simple. Sometimes there's other things that are blocking us. For example, using your phone and eating can be a way to distract yourself from something that might be really unsettling within you. Maybe there's something really difficult going on in your life or something from your past that is inside of you that's just not moving. So to give a quick overview of how stress works for most people. So if you think about a rabbit being chased by a fox, all right, so the rabbit's going to go into fight or flight mode. It's going to run and try to get away to survive. But if it's in a really tough spot and it looks like it might not escape, sometimes it plays dead. And the reason for that is animals don't like to eat dead things. So if the rabbit plays dead and is very still, the fox might sniff it and think it's dead and move on. So it's a safety response, that freeze response, playing dead. If the fox goes away and it's safe again, and the rabbit wakes up, and what animals tend to do is wake up and they shake out, right? So that's a way to release that energy instead of getting stuck in them. So what happens for a lot of us during our life is that we go through traumatic things, but instead of shaking it out and letting the energy move, it gets stuck in us. So one way it gets stuck is, if you've ever heard the phrase analysis paralysis. So if we're getting stuck on thinking about the cider donut or thinking about, oh, I need to go on my phone, right? Just like it's on autopilot. And then we start thinking about, why is this happening? And we just get stuck and ruminate on this. And we just are in this constant state of trying to figure, and in our head, we're in analysis paralysis. The energy is not able to move. So this is where the map of the Yoga Sutras really come into play, because we can move into the asana and pranayama, which is moving and breath work to help that energy to move through our body instead of it getting stuck in us. So like animals do, they shake out. The asanas and breath work help us to shake out and move that energy. So very simply, you can even do that as a beginning practice. You can wake up and just shake, right? If you don't know what else to do, you can just do that and breathe. So that can be a nice thing to do, just to get the energy moving and circulating. But I'd also like to share a few just basic techniques to help work with the energies that might be stuck in our different energy points, the chakra systems in our body. So the first one we've done before is the Sufi grinds. So this one helps to work with the lower chakras. And it's just very simple. We're doing the pranayama of nice deep breathing, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms us down. So as we breathe in gently and do gentle circles, breathe in, coming back, breathe out, going forward. You have your inner gaze at the third eye. We're calming our body, but also activating that lower chakra system, the root chakra and the tailbone chakra. Starting to move that energy gently. So we're creating safety with our breath while also allowing that energy to move. And then we go reverse directions. Moving that energy with calm, gentle breathing. We can breathe in, come to center. Breathe out, relax. So those work with the bottom two chakras. Then we can move up to the navel chakra. So a stretch that I do in my Kundalini class, it's called the stretch pose. This helps to activate the navel center. And we're going to use a breath called the breath of fire. So this is a breath that's a more activating breath, which helps to unblock things in your body. If you have high blood pressure or heart conditions or get dizzy easily, you might want to be careful with this breath. You can just do gentle breathing instead. But if your body can tolerate it, the breath of fire is just bouncy breath in and out through your nose. And we're engaging the navel a bit. So that's the breath of fire. So we're going to do that as we lay on our back. And if your lower back is uncomfortable, you can put your hands under your butt. And then your feet are out. And then we just lift our head and our feet off the ground about 6 inches, and we do breath of fire. So you're going to feel it in your navel area. We're stimulating the nervous system, just getting everything activated, especially in the navel with our breath of fire, moving the energy. In the beginning, you can do this for about 30 seconds. Then breathe in. Hold the breath, breathe out, relax. And then if you're on your back, you can bring your knees to your chest and rock and roll on your spine a little bit and move the energy up and down the spine. And then you can come back into seated position. And then you can hold on to your shins, and now we can do camels, opening up the chest. So you breathe in, bring your chest forward. Breathe out, round your back. This helps to open up the heart area and move the energy in that area. So breathing in, coming forward, breathing out, rounding your back. So we're moving our body with the asanas, but we're also using our breath to move that energy to help move and circulate anything that's stuck that might hinder our practices. And then breathe in, come to center. And the last area to work with before we meditate is going to be our throat. And for that, we just do nice, gentle circles with our neck. Breathing in and coming back. Breathing out, coming down. In, coming back. Breathing out, coming down. And then reverse directions. And breathing in and bringing your head to center. Taking a nice deep breath in. Breathing out, relaxing. So those are some simple asana and breathwork practices that can help move that stuck energy if you find yourself ruminating, getting stuck in your thoughts. These practices can help you steer away and move that energy so when you sit for your meditation, you can feel more still. So similar that we're doing the Lotus meditation for 30 days. If we have habits that have been around for like 30 years, sometimes we need to really work with these practices before we start to feel them start to dissipate. So you can maybe try some of these for 30 days to see if that really helps some of your energy move so you can be more still and at peace in your body. Because we're moving from external focus and we're finding stillness within, which is the pratyahara stage, which is the next phase of the map of Patanjali's. So we're being aware with our yamas and niyamas. We're using our body and our breath to move any energy that's stuck so we can still ourselves and start to find our peace within with the pratyahara. So on that note, let's sit for our practice and start journeying inward. Get comfortable on your mat. Feeling settled, feeling your breath. Taking a few breaths just to notice any places that energy might still be feeling stuck. As we breathe in, connecting to those places in our body. And as we breathe out, relax and release. You can even again shake it out a little bit if it's feeling really stuck. Again, breathing in. Breathing out, releasing and relaxing. And one more time. Good. And I invite you to bring your hands to your heart as we chant the sound of Om to begin our meditation. Om. As we use our breath to enter a state of pratyahara, inward focus. As we use our breath to journey towards the lotus of our heart, which is behind the sternum in the center of our spine, using our breath to connect to the golden lotus of our heart. And as we breathe in, the lotus petals open. And as we breathe out, the lotus petals close into a bud. Breathing in with the sa breath, breathing in through the nose. And breathing out gently with the hum breath. Nice, deep, gentle breaths. Your mind becoming still. Your heart becoming calm and at peace. Breathing in with sa and out with hum. Observing the breath and the natural flow of your breathing, allowing it to flow. Letting go of your thoughts. Surrendering to the breath and the lotus of your heart. As I now invite you to connect to the willful breath, as you move your breath to the rhythm of me chanting the mantra, breathing in with sa, sa, breathing in, holding the breath for about 10 seconds. Hum as you breathe out. Lotus closing into a bud, holding your breath outward for 10 seconds. Breathing in with sa, sa, holding the breath. Hum, holding the breath outward. And one last time, breathing in with sa, Sa. Hum. Holding the breath outward. And allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Your awareness has found its home in the lotus of your heart, feeling still and at peace as it observes your breath and the lotus petals opening around your awareness. And closing around your awareness in a cocoon of golden light. So you breathe out with hum. So we take one more breath, breathing in with sa. And grounding your breath with hum. Resting in the stillness and peace. Connecting with the presence. As we now close our practice, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart as we chant the sound of Om. Om. Allowing your hands to rest in your lap. So you need to slowly open your eyes to reconnect with the room. Taking a moment to stretch your body, move your body if anything needs to move. Stretch out your legs. So for those of you that would like to do a little bit more of the movement side of these practices, these Kundalini practices, I'm starting a weekly class at Starmila Yoga on Saturday mornings at 8:30. We do a lot more physical movement and breath work that really targets different parts of your body and mind and emotional system where energy can get stuck. For example, this week we're going to do a set that specifically focuses on our circulation and our lungs. So for those of you that sometimes when I hold the breath and you're having a hard time holding the breath, so this week's class is going to really focus on expanding your lung capacity so you can breathe deeper, fuller breaths and hold that breath longer. So if you're around and want to check it out, you are invited. Starmila Yoga, Saturday mornings, 8:30. Otherwise, hopefully I will see you tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. for our meditation practice. Have a beautiful day. Blessings.